Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to Ignite Your Soul, Merging Two Worlds. So today, I am going to do a tarot pick a card after this video. This is not the video. Just a channeling. So, as always, I invite in the energy of grace, unconditional love, your team in spirit, your healing team, my healing team, guardian angels, ancestors. Okay. And we're just going to channel today. 44 on the clock. So they're here. All right. So today, oh, hey, it's okay. It's okay. It's the birds. 1 second. Come on. Go outside. You want to bark outside? Come on. Go on. And so it is. Okay. Sorry for that. Well, I'm not sorry. It's life. That's what they do. So breathe in, breathe out. Okay. So I just got back from taking my guy to his place of work. I don't know who this message is for, but I made it as a collective message. And if you hear them barking, that's what they're doing out there. So right now, the energy is about new beginnings. It's about stability, security, feeling safe in the world, feeling safe in your body, feeling loved, feeling unity with others. And there's only one real way to get out ahead of your challenges. Not saying there's not going to be challenges. However, we live in a world that is delusional and illusional. And each individual human being and individual soul's path create, okay? You are an extension of the Creator, God, universe, all that is. So, what I can tell you from my personal experience is life has been so challenging. Okay. There's so many things that I learned that I kept inside of me, emotionally speaking, that I couldn't and I didn't feel safe that I could share with others in the world. But I started to open up and connect more inside, and these emotions that I was carrying, I learned 33 on the clock, 333, that they weren't even mine to carry in the first place. You know, I had feelings of, I had this energy all my life. I was terrified what's going to happen today. You know, all the challenges that we're faced with every single day of our life. What's going to happen? You know, yeah, I'm going to bed tonight, and I had no idea about intention. I had no idea about how many energy bodies that existed and how important they were to not just have the experience of life and the transfer of energies that was unknown to me, but I took on these energies and these thoughts that were not even mine. So I had the spiritual awakening back in 2010. Well, started very young at 8. I had my first one. And then I just chased psychic mediums, and I always wanted to know more So I became a seeker of the unknown. And what I come to find out is amazing mysteries. And you'll never know everything, and you'll never get it done in one lifetime. We'll never know the absolute truth of who God is or what the universe has planned for us in one lifetime. But I'm an old soul, and I personally came here to practice uh, witchcraft, and I mean, like a kitchen witch, or, being able to connect with my own inner being, my own power, my own source of energy. So, what's important to know, and why I'm doing this channel message, is this is definitely collective, but take it what resonates and leave the rest behind. I learned that not only am I a feminine on the outside, but it was my choice to what dominant energy that I wanted to work from and create from in the physical reality. And all my life, I really took on this masculine energy. I worked all the jobs I could work, whatever that is for you. But then, I got into relationships, and I didn't understand that I was given my all as a feminine, not even knowing or understanding what a divine feminine was yet. But a feminine energy is so sacred and so special to understand. And so is a masculine energy. To make a long story short about my personal journey, through these different spiritual experiences and awakenings, I will call them awarenesses, right? I decided that my life no longer fit the shoe, the shoes that I was trying to fill, in other words. So I had to take a deeper look, and it became a personal transformation in my life. Okay. My life was not perfect, and not knowing that I was blaming others for the things that were happening in my life, really started to shift my awareness and say, well, it keeps happening. How do I change this? What am I learning from this? I just started with the spiritual awakening and awareness. I started asking certain questions, like I was on drugs, I didn't want to face the reality that I created, and I almost died. And with almost dying, and as you, collective, I know there's people out there that are afraid of death. But once I experienced this awakening and this spiritual awareness, that I was watched over and I was important too, that I had to make some changes in my life. I had to change the people I hung with. I had to change the places that I went to. I had to change the way I always thought. Like, I didn't have to. It was something I got to do. And once I started doing it, my life started getting better. Not all the time. There's still challenges, is what I'm telling you. But life can be easier. And that's what I'm here to mentor others and teach others. You're just lacking the knowledge of how to do this. So I am very spiritual, and I am very physical, but I am eternal too. And so are you. And I think somebody out there needs to hear that message, that when things end, embrace the challenge, because something's always got to end to have a new beginning. But without me having that knowledge and being taught that it was okay to change my mind, it was okay to open my heart and love others. It's safe to love and be loved. It was difficult. It was very difficult. I lived in, my parents really didn't have, I wouldn't call them friends. I called them family, you know. I only knew my parents to have like maybe one friend, and I would really call them acquaintances because they betrayed them. And betrayal was something I needed to experience along the way so I could understand more about myself. Okay, so where am I betraying myself? Where am I not trusting the eternal internal being that guides me to love always? And where am I conditioning this love? Where do I see and only focus on the what ifs that bring fear? And that's the way I grew up. I mean, no matter what, you wake up, there's a challenge. So when I decided to make these changes in my own life, and I just said, you know what? There's something bigger than me out there. And I believe God was outside of me until I really started to dig deeper inside myself, and I realized, no, God is an extension of me. My soul guides me. If I just get out of my own way, stop thinking what I want for me is what God wants for me. In some cases, the ego mind is, well, most cases, the ego mind is always trying to protect you and keep you safe. And until you befriend the ego with your internal being, nothing will change. Nothing. It will still be very challenging. You will still complain about everything that happens to you in life, when everything that is a challenge needs to be embraced mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. So I don't, 1306. I just seen my childhood address. That's okay. So embrace your inner child as well. And remember that no matter where you are right now and what you've learned to take on as your belief, it can be changed. Okay, this is not about religion. Okay, be religious, but know one thing: having only one belief and not an open mind to all that is available to each and every soul in every human experience. You need to know that you are eternal and you can choose anything and follow where your heart guides you. Your heart guides you to love, to be open to love. Because even if we condition that love, there is a lesson. There's a lesson in it. And once we learn that lesson, our inner being, our eternal being, lights up and says, okay, we're ready for the next stage, the next transformation, the next challenge. Okay, because where there's no mud, there can't be a lotus flower. And you will soon become that lotus flower. And then you will look back and you will laugh and you will say, oh my God. So I didn't have all these challenges. They weren't in vain. Okay. They're not. And they're definitely not for the faint of heart. So if you're someone that can't handle the truth, then you don't want to be on my channel, because I'm about the divine truth with grace, integrity. Because without my eternal being guiding me, and me learning how to put my ego aside and say, you know, I'm going to love that person anyways, because whatever they're doing to hurt someone else, could you possibly imagine what they've been through as a challenge in their own life, lessons, all right, to become the butterfly and transform into the lotus flower from the mud? It's an amazing journey. And I tell you to embrace it. You know, there's people out there that are smiling and they have so much pain because they have no one to talk to, no one to share their story with. And we're all connected as eternal beings. So if you can, for one moment, look in the mirror and fully accept your physical body for where it is, and say, you know, I'm ready for change. I'm ready for this challenge because I'm not alone. There's someone out there that's going through that challenge. In all my life, I didn't know that. I didn't know that someone else may have went through the same thing I went through. I didn't know it was okay to talk about my feelings with someone, whether that be a therapist, a counselor, whatever that is. A very trusted best friend. Maybe you can't talk to your parents, and they don't believe that you should talk about your feelings. Let that be okay. Just let it be okay and talk to God. Talk to your inner being that loves you and only sees love. And when you are not seeing, when you are focusing on the negatives in your relationships, at your job, with your money, you know, that's that feeling of unworthiness. I'm not good enough. There's not enough. You know, maybe I'm just crazy. That's not your truth. Your inner being, your eternal being loves you and only sees you where you want to go. And if you're committed, your eternal being is committed to get you there. It doesn't happen overnight. All right? It doesn't. I had hidden inner child wounds that I never knew existed. And once I took a look at them and said, you know, it's okay to forgive. It's okay. I'll probably never forget it, but I will definitely be able to forgive it because I'm not innocent. You're not innocent. We've all done things and made mistakes that once we can accept, you know, hey, I did that. I'm going to hold myself accountable for that action, reaction, whatever. Then everything can change. once you hold yourself accountable, if you're looking at your partner right now and you're only seeing what he's not doing or what she's not doing to make you happy, then you need to turn within and start to ask yourself, well, why do I have such high expectations of this person when I should have them for myself? Because my eternal being has them for me. And that's the truth. So embrace who you are, where you are, all your challenges, love them, and move out of them with the energy of grace and appreciation, gratitude, because you are the Big Bang. Okay, you're part of God's creation. You can't be here on the physical plane with us, but we asked to be created in his image, and faith, trust, and to have the courage to walk this delusional place and to become more deliberately and conscious of our creations so we can help be a part of the great change. Yeah. And that's what I learned for myself. That's why I can look at the challenge and embrace it and say, God, thank you for this challenge. I learned so much about myself and how I am connected to every human on this earth. And you're not alone. And that your eternal being knows me and my eternal being. Because when you show up for you, that's all that matters. Show up because you believe in yourself. You believe that something bigger than you has a plan for your life. And that no matter what you've been through, it is forgiven when you forgive it. And when you can say, I'm accountable, I did that, whatever it is, your life will change. But you have to look inside. It's an inner journey. It's a personal transformation. It's a collective transformation. It's so spiritual and eternal that you'll forget sometimes that you're human. And you don't want to do that. You don't want to miss that experience. Because I did that. That was a lesson for me to learn that, yes, my power is in the ethereal realm of spirit, because that's what I chose. That's what I chose. I chose to be an earth angel, a light worker, a star seed from another galaxy, another dimension and universe, that I could come here and experience the elements of fire, master that from within. Fire, passion, drive, right? Some might say it's the masculine energy that drives you, but it's the creative force of the feminine, the sexual, the sensual, the pleasures, the blended pleasures, okay? Until all of it doesn't work anymore. Then you know it's time to shift and change and learn new things and grow mentally. True healing of the mind, the body, the soul. That's what it's about. That's the mystery. And you can never get it done. All right. But you have so much to look forward to if you just shift and go within yourself and start an action plan, a deliberate action plan, consciously choosing to love your neighbor as God has loved you, to love your children, and know that your children are doing the same thing, that their inner being knows what your inner being has planned. But the physical part is where the ego will want to take control of the child and say, no, don't do that. No, let them do it. Let them learn. Let them grow. Let them experience love in all of its forms. Unconditional love, conditional love. If they don't experience the mud, they're not going to grow into this beautiful flower, lotus flower. And it takes a lot of challenges to come out of mud. You know how thick mud is for a flower to just bloom and grow? It doesn't happen overnight, and it never ends. So embrace your challenges today. Collective, plan big, and make shit happen. I've said this in so many videos. Make shit happen. Just have fun with it. It's all the placebo effect. So chill out. Change what you can control and let go of the rest. And give that to your eternal being that loves you, loves to see you happy, loves to see you jumping for joy, loves to see you surprised because you did something for you. And remember to give unconditionally. If you have it to give. If you don't have it to give, don't give it. Give it to yourself first. Fill up your own cup of love, and then you have not depleted yourself in any situation or circumstance or challenge. Tower moments show up for us to, if we don't change it, our eternal being says, okay, I got to make this tower happen because there's nothing growing or expanding here anymore. It's time to go. It's time to move on to the next partner. It's time to move on, and let your kids grow and expand and cut the cord. Be a support if you have this information and this knowledge base and you've turned it into wisdom like I have. You will understand, and your perception and your perspective of life in general will just light up. Everything will be lit up for you from your eternal being, God, universe, all that is. It's wonderful. So if you have this inner conflict or you're fighting with somebody outside, notice what is working in that relationship. Notice what is working at your job, your career, until you can't anymore and something shifts and ends. It's really that simple. But it takes commitment. It takes you showing up for you, you believing in yourself, knowing the confidence is already there. Everything you need to invest in yourself is in you. It's nothing outside of you. Nothing. Everything that we want outside of us is to fill a void. It's to fill a void. So there's your channel message, collective. I love you all. Remember, take what resonates, leave the rest. But I'm pretty sure it's all going to resonate at one point when you see this video. Thank you, Father, Mother, God, Jesus Christ, the Holy Spirit, energy of grace, integrity, all my team in spirit, my healing team, your healing team. I'm here to uplift, empower, inspire, and be a new leader, a new source to go to. So if you feel stuck, you feel alone, you feel lost, you feel out of alignment with your eternal being that loves you and only sees you as unconditional in every way, you need to click on this link, share this channel, share this message. 333, mind, body, and spirit. That's where it's at. So start your personal journey. Know what you want to change and transform. And don't worry about time, because you're going to be able to bend time and shift timelines that you never knew existed. So I love you all. Have a blessed, beautiful day. And remember to smile. Hold the door for someone. And be true to you. Lovingly. Bye for now. My dog's still barking.